Hey folks, it's really another Sunday, right? Alright, so Monday, tomorrow, I will take the camera in and I'm going to start logging footage for the 5758 Fury. It's, let me see, it's Title 57, it'll be dolled up primarily 58. It is a car, basically a car for sale we're building for a customer. Door slamming drag car. So I'm going to start filming that. I got the 16 miles of trim pinned to the car, and then tomorrow I can take most of it apart, pull the clips out, figure out where to order clips or give them to the owner to order, all that kind of jazz. So I'll start dropping footage there. That'll be kind of cool. That'll be getting me back in front of the camera in the shop. I probably got 6 videos worth of footage I have shot over the last year that I haven't edited, so at some juncture, I think it'll be once I replace my laptop, I'll get more in tune with pushing out videos. How's that? And that's gonna be a little while. A couple things got to change. We've been slow around the shop. We're not wanting or hurting for work specific. The long-term projects, short-term projects, you know, the restoration stuff that takes a little longer. It's not a one-week turnaround. We got plenty. We're stacked up. But when you eke away the weekly cash flow, things slow down. I work guys less because there's less money to pay them. I'm not going to go in debt to the guys, leave them holding the bag, try to get the shop ahead. And that doesn't work that way. So I pulled double duty. Last week I was really slow and lumbering, to be honest. I pinched that nerve between my shoulder blades that put me down this summer. So I kind of took it easy last week. I had a quick little blow and go, and it came out okay. I'm not 100% satisfied, but it looks a damn sight better than it did. But today, however, we'll get into some other subject matter. Today we're going to go over family outing, family adventure to Wild Wade swap meet, and that was my nephew calling, probably on the same subject. So we're going to all hang out there. I'm going to go find Josh McDivitt from McDivitt's Custom Cars. He's got a channel up on here. Go check him out. That's my brazen lead in there. He is supporting a build for the raffle at Torque Fest this year. And so they're building, it's like a 51 Ford, I want to say. I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. They're building an old Ford, and it's all on basically volunteer time, labor, and materials. He's actually put up 1 or 2 videos about it, so go check it out, support it. It's for a good cause. The proceeds are going to a charitable fund. So go check it out at Torque Fest, see what's going on. Go check out McDivitt's Custom Cars. He's good people. I've gone down there, or up there, I should say. He's in northeast Iowa. Up there and helped him out before, and I aim to do that again just because it's fun. It's fun to get out of my shop and into someone else's little world where I'm a peon, not the authority. I hope to go up and basically do a clinic, a one-day clinic with him and whoever else shows up for welding one of these Saturdays. And one thing I do have going for me is I have formal training in the welding aspects. Yeah, that's it. I got formal training in welding. I went to welding school for structural, and that's a world apart from sheet metal, so I definitely had a learning curve when I started playing with quarter panels and fenders and doors and whatnot, patching stuff in. But it gives you a great foundation. You learn how to set up the equipment. You learn what you're looking for in the weld and spatter and pattern, and you know the whole nine. But learning to set up the equipment, that's the big one, because you can weld just fine with too much or too little amperage. Too little amperage, you're just laying weld on top of steel. It's not doing anything. Too much amperage, and you're really zapping that panel with a lot of heat. What's funny is my time through welding class, and I'm a year of study, 2 semesters worth of welding class before I do destructive testing for a certification. And I don't know that I'll go back for that. If the occasion arises that I need that, then I'll figure out what certification exactly I want. Something as simple as 4G with a MIG, or do one of the alloys with TIG and a destructive test there. They do a destructive test and an X-ray test for your certification. It's good for 6 months, yada yada. Anyhow, I do hope to set up a time I can go up there and do a welding clinic and set up his welders. His dad has a TIG welder as well, and play with them and get other people burning steel. That would be fun. I don't know. But I definitely count Josh in the friends category. So go check him out. Yeah, that's really all I got this week. You know, it was slow. I didn't work anybody. Let me see. We worked Monday. I worked Isaiah part of the day Monday, and it turned to shit. It started snowing really bad, so everybody was gone by 3. 10 to 3 is not much of a day. Everybody's kind of part-time right now. Little Joe, he had a bunch of stuff in storage. He's collected all that. He had family stuff to take care of last week, so he dealt with family stuff, which was good because I didn't have squat we could do in the shop. These are the moments that try your patience. This is the playing chicken with your last dime. So next week I got to work on 4 different projects. If nothing comes in for cash flow where I can bring guys in and start banging on shit again like I'm supposed to, I got to work on 1 to 3 projects a day and have long days. My long days are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday because I get the kids Wednesday and they come home Friday. So that's kind of that, really, in a nutshell. I've gone through and got paperwork arranged and sorted. I've got file folders for shit. I'm tracking everything. I've got to sit down on notebook paper and lay out a couple of more worksheets. Lay out a couple worksheets for projects that are in the shop because I want to start tracking all of them. I tracked the 51 panel. I'm tracking the I'm tracking the Fury that we're building. I need to track all of them. That way I can start seeing more. There's not anything out there for estimating systems I've seen that I've gotten, the little bit I've got to play with them, that's going to help me a lot in your restorations. Especially the budget restos. How's that? But even at that, at the end of the day, you got to know what your costs are. What does it cost you to build that project? That's what I want to touch on. I'll touch on that for a few minutes. I've only been babbling for about 5, so I'll touch on this a few minutes. Everybody's like, "Hey, bro, I'm paint my car. Can you do it for $1,000? It's all ready to go. No body work. I've already primered it and sanded it, and I want it black. I want it sleek and shiny black." You get that a lot. The other favorite one is, "Man, you hook me up on this, I'll bring you all kinds of business." You cut someone a break and go, "All right, houses we do." I've done 2 projects where I've had some folks that were reasonably solid folks. It's like, "I'll do this at cost. This is what it costs me to do it." Never turns out well. You do folks favors and you get poked in the ass and you end up pissed off about it and you don't do good work. to spite them. Well, to spite yourself. For whatever reason. You self-destruct. You have to be fed. You have to be paid. We'll run it down. I've got a very cost-competitive materials that I use. Most of what I use is MIPA. They're out of Germany. We got a brick and mortar here in town, so I'm very blessed there. In fact, go over, check out Des Moines Customs. Daryl Dykstra and Paul Harris are over there at Des Moines Customs, and they do awesome work. Paul is running the storefront for MIPA there, and they do bed lining. In fact, any bed lining I have to do in the future goes to Des Moines Customs. It doesn't make sense for me to try to buy a kit and put in a bed liner when they can do a far superior job with the industrial kits. And we just had a hawk fly through the yard and land on a tree. Sorry, ADD, right? But you know, I use an EP163 is my sealer, 964 is the hardener. And you mix up, if you cut it, you actually reduce it with acetone. If you cut it, you get about 2 and a quart, 9 to 10 quarts out of that sprayable, and you're all in just to take over $200. I've never used a sealer better, in my opinion, by my purposes and uses. And I've done some funky slap it together, roll it down the road jobs for HVAC companies. And those jobs I use those products on haven't come back. They haven't had a resurgence. We started coating the inner panels with panel honey, so that helps. Panel wax. But, and then your base coats you can get under $100 a quart. And they're a polyester base coat, something I would compare with Glasurit. Their clear coats, the CC8, the good stuff, the good shit, is $300 a kit, and I think it's 5 liters total. And you cut that with 5% reducer. It's a 2-to-1 mix. You cut it with 5% reducer. Is it 5? I don't know. It's Euro sizing. I don't know exactly how they come up with that, but it's over 2 gallons sprayable. CC8 you can do 2 all overs with a kit. Anyhow, those prices, you've got $600-700 in materials to shoot a car correctly, and then you got all the abrasives. Well, you'll spend $800 in abrasives, sandpapers, Rolox, Scotch Brights, and then you've got all your paper and tape. Like I said, I use a very cost-effective system, but they're high dollar in function. For a good blow it apart, paint everything all over, you can spend $3-4 grand in consumables and materials before you even touch labor. So no, you can't do a quick spray and go for $1 grand. I mean, you can, but you're using Nason single stage. And you're not taping hardly anything off. You're not removing anything at all. Those are the jobs that the handles and lock sets get painted the same color as the body. So, people figuring that out. And yes, as a matter of fact, you can lay down really good automotive paint with a Harbor Freight gun. If you're only going to do 1 or 2 cars in your career as a recreational body man, nothing wrong with those. But I see a lot on the old interwebs, people trying to sort out their costs, get I want a great primer, but I don't want to pay anything for it. What's a great paint, but I don't want to pay anything for it? You're going to pay for it. You do get what you pay for. The MIPA system, from what I get, it's a steal. but it's still not going to fall under, categorically fall under cheap. It's just more affordable. You add to that, if you're going to tear down a car and put it back together, just roughing in, if you've looked at the pictures of the 51 panel, it's roughed in. We did quick work, not great work. It was quick. That's all we did. We got through it quick. We had about 70 hours, and it still needs to be blocked. Some more lumps knocked out of it that we didn't see when we were working on it. So you're going to have another 40 hours of body work before you can primer it, wet sand it, and get it ready for paint. And all primer it and wet sanding it, you're going to have another 15 hours. You got 55 hours. Painting it, you're going to have, that thing's an all-day affair to paint. It's huge. So you have another 10 hours just in paint. And then all your post-op work, all your assemblies, it needs hinges on doors, shit like that. It takes time, folks. In the grand scope of things, the paint's cheap. Paint's super cheap. In fact, if you have the means to get a car properly prepped and trailer it, having someone else spray it might not be a terrible idea for you. It's everything else that kills you. It's all the body work involved. Rust repair is the same way. It's very labor intensive to do it correctly. So think about that. Think about, you look around, you see a bunch of cars, well, fuck, it's a nice truck, but the rocker panels are junk. Well, 8 out of 10 shops won't touch rust repair, and the 2 shops that will, out of that 10, one of them will pack it full of old newspaper and socks and fiberglass over it, and the other one will try to persuade you to replace it or not do the job at all. I'm the other one. I don't want to stuff, pack, paint, foam, fill. Done them. When your plate's empty, when your fridge is full of nothing but condiments, you'll do the job. Pride has a way of lessening its pressure at that point. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to post this. We're going to go to a swap meet. I'm going to split more wood. Regular day on the homestead. I took yesterday off. I didn't even make it to the shop. But we had adventures. We went to the art center and looked at paintings and sculptures. Pardon me. It was a great day. So, yeah, that's that. I'm going to get the hell out of here. Have a great day.